Hello, everybody. Welcome to this new WeWeb Office Hours. I'm still with Florian, our Chief Product Officer. How are you doing, Flo?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm good, actually. Fine, thanks. So, everybody, I see that there's many people in the chat already. That's really cool. Hello, Rizal. Hello, Neil. Hello, Frank. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Giovanni. Hello, Zach from Cream UI. Hello, Wolfgang. And hello, JP. So we have people from many places. That's cool. From Atlanta, Brazil. Still early for you guys. So thanks for being here.
This is
From
very nice.
Stuttgart. Hallo, wie geht's? And JP in France like us. So yeah, really cool to see you, everybody. So for this office hours, it's actually quite special because for the first time I've got a program already that I share to you in email that I will show. So that were questions asked by users for this office hours that I will answer, and then we'll go through question and answer from the chat because I see that there's already question around Superbase. And actually, if you have other questions, feel free to share them in the chat and we'll answer them in the end. So yeah, and feel free to present yourself if you're new. It's really cool to see new faces. Yeah. So let me dive in already. So first thing I want to do is put you on my other screen if my computer is not would like to. Yeah, please do what I want. Obviously, when I want to do stuff with my screens, my computer is like, no, because demo effect. So let me share my screen. Share screen, entire screen, BIM, and then, okay. So normally everybody can see my screen, and let's do this. Yeah, okay, cool. So hopefully you see my screen, and the first thing I want to show is creating a CRM where a user can submit documents. So that was something that was asked in the office hours form. It's basically someone wanted to create a CRM. So I won't create a whole CRM during this office hours. That would be really long. And actually creating a CRM, we have like many templates and tutorials on the subjects. It's not that hard. We have even a CRM template with Xano, and I think a new CRM template is coming in the following weeks. We'll talk about that later with Flo. But I wanted especially to show how to upload documents from WeWeb to an external backend. So here I selected Xano because that's our main, that's the backend we recommend when using WeWeb, but it would work the same for Superbase, for example, or for any other backend. So as you see here, I have a table with my users, and inside it, I have columns where I can upload files. So like called file 1 and file 2, because I don't have any imagination. But basically, you can upload file in this table, and that would be the same if you were to do this in an external table linked to the users. Here, for the sake of like we have a short time, so I throw everything in the same table. So actually, let me go back to WeWeb. So I created here a form that would be kind of like the user suggested. Yeah, when the CRM, like when people are like, I create leads, for example, in my CRM, I want to upload files that are linked to these people. So the way you would do it is you would create a form in WeWeb asking stuff about the user and then uploaded files. The first thing I have to do, though, because here I'm using the current user, is that I would need to log in, but that's not obliged. It depends on your use case, but here I need to be logged in to go to this page. So let me log in. Sign in. Yep, so I'm logged in. And let me go back to CRM send documents page. So here you see I have the data from my current user, and I have two file upload elements that you can find here if you search for upload. So it's the file upload input, if I remember well. So this one, yeah, exactly. And this is exactly what it says. It's an input to let users upload documents that you can send to another backend. Yeah. So to do this, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that when you type in the search for file input, you also have another one. If you wish
Yep.
to drag and drop files, it works almost the same. Instead of you're going to have an array with multiple files, instead of this one, which is a bit more simple. So you can also use this one if you prefer. It works the same.
Nice. So yeah, so I use the simple one. But here it's interesting though, because I still have two files, but you will see that it's the same in the workflow. Either you do a loop or you do two actions, for example. So really simple.
Yeah.
And what I have is that, let me actually upload a real file. So hopefully I have something like, a CSV that I will upload. And here I will upload an Excel file. And when I submit the form, I have a workflow which will upload this file. So at the moment, there is one way to do this really easily, is to use our own CDN. We know it's not perfect because you have to upload the file to WeWeb servers, and then you can't delete it at the moment. We are working on this as we speak. And we'll get to this also at the end of the example, because we have like many things that we will add for file upload. So at the moment, it's this way, but it will evolve in the following weeks. So the way that we would do this is you would use the upload file action, then select the file element on your page, and you would need to upload the file to WeWeb, and you would get a URL on our CDN, which is actually on S3, so Amazon. And then what you can do in Xano, I created an endpoint to upload my attachment. So I will just show it to you in Xano. So it's upload attachment, this one. So it's just a file resource which is specific to Xano, but I think Superbase is kind of the same. It's just like an input to get some file data that can get either the encoded file or the URL of the file which Xano will download. And then in the action, what you would do is that you would get the URL from the previous action. And by doing this, you would upload the file to Xano and then get its data. And that's specific to Xano because then Xano needs to link this data back to a table. So you need to upload it to Xano first, then get back the data and say to Xano, I want this file to be linked here in my table. Superbase works the same, basically. And when I do this with the second file, it's exactly the same, but for the second file upload, then the same endpoint, but with the URL of the second file. And when I update my user here, you see that I need my user ID, the name, the email. So it's the ones from the forms. The ID is the one from the authentication. So here you can see my user. Here it's the one from the forms. And here you get I get the whole data from the API call that was made to Xano. So that Xano knows that this file needs to be attached to this table. And if I do this, I get an error right now because why not? Because demo effect. I tested just before the live, but why not? Let me check that it works. Maybe I think it's because of my Excel file, because Xano don't handle Excel. So maybe I'm just dumb. So let me check.
It's on purpose, Q. It's to show how to debug.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, you know what? Let me download the me PDF or try with the CSV. CSV should work though. So I will try again my whole workflow. And variable not found. Why? Variable not found. Text CSV data. Here normally it should be any file. So attachment. Let me reload. Okay, so let's see what's in the response though. See what's missing. Parameter type. What's my parameter type? Oh, I think it's Xano that should return this, because I think in the whole, what Xano does here is that it uploads the file, and in the return, it will send back the URL and the type you see here, and it's lacking it. So maybe Xano doesn't handle CSV also, because I tried with PDF and images. So
but not CSV. Yeah, you may need to specify it. if I need to specify.
Let me find a dummy PDF. Nice. Yeah, maybe I need to specify it when it's a CSV or like an Excel file. So let me try again with
for sure
a PDF, because I want it to be smart with you guys. But actually, yeah, I made my test with images and PDFs. So let me try again. Yeah, you see here it's working because PDF, if I check the results of the action from Xano in data, you see that the type is PDF. So maybe for custom files, you will need to send the type yourself.
Yeah.
But you can do this in the workflow. And if I go back to my database here, you see that I have both my files attached to my user. And yeah, that's how I would do this CRM, basically. And it will work the same if I do update here. So it will do the whole workflow and then uploading the file. So here the logic and the bugs were were like specific to Xano, but you would need to check your backend, so like Superbase or custom backend. But the way to do it would be the same for all of them. It's uploading them to our CDN and then getting back the URL most of the time. And I want to stop there and give the floor to Flo, because we are working on, as we speak, on uploading directly files from the front end, so the user browser, the WeWeb app, to the backend.
Exactly. So, yeah. And I can answer the Curim UI question also, or more affiliation. So yes, what the Q did is the same for Superbase. It's with slightly differences, but it's working the same. And what we are going to do is we are going to add some native actions to manage the files. So to be able to receive files easily, to create, when you receive the binaries of the file, for example, from your backend, you'll be able to create some local URL to be able to use them into the elements and image elements, for example. And you'll be also able to just upload file directly to your backend. And maybe Q, I just sent you some code you may share with everyone.
On Slack?
Yeah, on Slack. Check that code. For those who know a bit of JavaScript, it would work a bit like this. So this is something you can do with JavaScript in WeWeb right now. This is what we recommend for those who don't want to use our actions like this.
Actually, we were talking about this during the last office hours. I have a gist on GitHub with this code, so I will send it.
Wonderful. So for those who want to use that, you can use Axios and multiport form or something like this too, and just use the variable of the input file Q just shown instead of the variable you have in the gist.
No, even better. We have it on the docs because I upload. Yeah, I added on the docs.
Wonderful.
It's here.
So you can check that link to just upload a file without using our CDN, and we are going to, of course, productize this into native actions, so you won't have to use JavaScript anymore to do that. So this is the first part, and the second part for Superbase, we are going to revamp the Superbase plugin with the new SDK, and we are going to add a lot more actions. Basically, we are going to try to expose everything that is in the SDK into actions, so you can use them, and especially to add the storage actions, so you can just manage everything in no code with the action to prevent you from using the REST API plugin or using some JavaScript. So this is coming. We are working on it. So many updates for the Superbase plugin and file management actions.
That was the first question from the stream from Resol, and we just answered it. Yeah, but basically, file management tickets, file management actions are coming to WeWeb, and then V2 of Superbase, because as we said last time, we improved the Xano plugin, and next week we'll push to production the metadata API. So hopefully we will be done for the new version of Xano. So then we are switching to Superbase.
Exactly.
To improve
the focus will be on it.
Okay, so let me share my screen back and go to the second question we had last time. So it's classes and states. Yeah. So the question was like, how should I think we answered it already, but yeah, that's something that's kind of sometimes hard to grasp, is that how should I use classes with states? And actually, it might be a bit counterintuitive, but we had to do this because of how WeWeb is built. You don't throw states in a class, you use classes in a state. So let me show you. I created buttons here, basically a primary and secondary button, and you see that they both have like a behavior when I'm hovering them. So to do this, I created a class here, and let me show my cursor. It will be easier to see. But here you will see that I have my primary class, and I have a subclass. What we call a subclass is a class that is containing everything that the first class have plus other parameters. So it's like inheriting from it. And this subclass is activated when I'm on hover. So when I created the state, hover, then you see that I'm having the primary class, but also the hover class. And the hover class is exactly the same, except the background color is a bit darker. So if I go back to my defaults, you see this is the color. And when I'm on hover, the secondary class is only this new color for the background. So like when I'm on hover, I'm using a new class that inherits from the first one plus applies new stuff to it. So that's how you would do it. And you can't say my primary class needs to handle hover. It's more like when I'm using hover, I have a new class. And what I use here is I will recommend is using a subclass, because you don't have to recreate all the parameters from primary, because that would be tedious. And same way here with secondary, you see on hover, I have a subclass, and same, it's only the background color. But you can change anything you want. If I were to change the color of the text, for example, I could throw this in the subclass. And let's do this actually. So if I were to use the text in white, and then here you see that WeWeb saw that there was a change, so I will add this to my subclass, and now when I'm hovering it, switching to white. And so yeah, hopefully that explains. Yeah.
Can you scroll down in the style tab to the cursor property so we can answer. So Neil asked how to manage the pointer when you go on. I think it's a form input element. So yes, something like this. So what you can do is to just you can add a cursor pointer on any element. So on your it's a file input. Yeah, on your file input, you just go to the states at the top, create another state, and on your other state, you just toggle pointer.
Yeah,
and you will have
let me show you this. So input, we'll use the text input classic one. So by default, it's auto, yeah. And if I switch to pointer, when I hover it, it's a pointer. Oh no, no, it's still one to right. So actually, maybe the option is not working when you're inside the inputs.
That's true. But why would you need a pointer here? You need to tell us, Neil.
Yeah, because I think that's something that's like a behavior by the user browser for accessibility. So maybe we can't override it, or like we need to like really enforce it. But yeah, basically here you would change the pointer. But yeah, the input, I'm not sure. Maybe we will get back to you. But from what I've seen in the past, I think it's like Chrome or Firefox that are ensuring this behavior. So maybe we can't. I don't remember. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, for input, I don't know. Maybe this is a specific
Yeah, because
case.
as Zach is saying, he's created Cream UI. So I mean, he dabbled a lot with inputs. Normally in inputs, you shouldn't use pointer. Yeah. But maybe you have a really specific use case.
No, Neil.
Okay, it's for read-only. I'm using a text input as the name for a project in the list of projects, and I have an edit name button, which turns the form input from read-only to editable, so they can change the name. So maybe, yeah, we need to check if it's read-only. I think we don't have the option yet, but yeah.
Indeed, we may have an issue here. Let's test.
If I use read-only and then pointer, I think it won't work, but we'll never know. We're learning with you guys. Yeah, it doesn't work. So we need to
yeah, maybe we need to update that. Indeed,
we'll add this to the roadmap. Nice catch. Okay. So let me switch to the next use case, which is uploading a CSV file and displaying its data to the users. So created a simple page for this, and I'm also using Xano. So what I do here is that I have a database called CSV imports, and I will send to you guys the tutorial from Xano that they created to explain how to upload a CSV and then transforming it, like inserting it in a database. So that's what I followed. So you see, like here I have values that I will delete, but basically I have a text value, two text values and one number value, and I have a CSV import, add CSV to table. That's basically the snippet that Xano provided, but it's a huge function to convert a CSV to a table. Let me remove the caption. Yeah, okay, so that you see better. But yeah, basically, this snippet is available on the Xano docs. And what I do is that I also used upload file input, and when I submit the form here, I upload the CSV to WeWeb again. I upload the CSV from WeWeb to Xano, and then I fetch my CSV data collection, which is really simple because this collection is just getting all the data from my table. So here I deleted everything, so it's empty, but it's getting all the data from the table I just showed you. So normally when I do this, so I have an example CSV that I can use. Actually, I have one here. So let me use it. So here I have this really simple test CSV that I will download. Hopefully it did work. Yeah, test CSV. Then I will upload it in WeWeb. And when I hit submit, yeah, you see, what happened is that it used the whole workflow. So I will show it to you again. So it uploaded the file to WeWeb. We're getting a URL. Then we upload to Xano thanks to this URL. And then when we've done this, the table in Xano is updated. So you see, we have like many lines now. And what I just have to do is to fetch this collection. And this collection, I bound it to a data grid. So basically, you see my data here. The data grid is coming from the CSV data collection. And then I mapped all my columns to the value, the parameters of my collections. So actually, it's a really simple use case that we get asked a lot, but it's just uploading a CSV, storing somewhere, so it could be any backend, and then fetching it again as a collection. And that's the thing, though, because people sometimes don't understand. WeWeb is exclusively front-end, so we don't store any data. You can store data, but like temporary data in the user browser. But if you need to store big chunks of data like this, you would be better to upload them to a backend, like we've done before, but it's just a CSV here and then displaying inside WeWeb. So yeah, that was this use case. And then we have a question. We had a question that I will also let Flo answer, because many people are asking us during the office hours or like on the community how to generate a PDF on WeWeb. And spoiler alert, it's also coming with the tickets we just like the features we just discussed before?
Yes. So two things with this. So for simple PDF, if you need to generate a simple PDF, meaning not dynamic with a fixed number of pages and maybe just one page, for example. Sometimes it's simple. You don't need any plugin for that. You just need to use a JavaScript line, which is window.print, if I remember well, something like this. And it takes the page, the HTML page, and open, it's your browser, which are going to generate the PDF. So what you can do is just when you need to generate a PDF, click a button, open a model in your application with the PDF you are just building in WeWeb. With a drag and drop, you can bind to data and so on. And once it's displayed in the model, you just in the workflow, you run window.print. And you can have a PDF for your users. So simple way for simple PDF. If you need something a bit more complex with dynamic data, really a custom page break, or things like this, we are working on a plugin to do that. So I think it's going to come after the Superbase update, where we just need to discuss a bit more with the team to explore the library we found. So this is in the pipe. But if I need to give a date, I hope the Superbase update will be done at the end of September. This is the goal. So give us the months to do it. And hopefully the PDF would come just after. So I cannot give a specific date right now because we are working on huge features, as you know, the versioning and many other things. But this is the list in the pipe for the priority. So Superbase just after the PDF. So this will be a front-end library. So normally we should be able to do a lot of things, and for really complex PDF, you're gonna need a third-party app to do it on the backend side for very specific use cases. But you're gonna have more action to manage PDF in the coming weeks.
Yeah,
more ways to do it.
That's cool because you answered like any date for the next update and what's new question from Giovanni. So yeah, to summarize, like the big topics till the end of the year are like versioning, logs, and components, like no-code components. That's something we really need to do, and that are huge topics. So they will take like 80 to 90% of the workload from the team. But we'll try to get some small features along the way. Small, not in terms of like value for you guys, but like how much time it will take for us to develop, because we are still a small team. So as Flo said, like uploading files, generating PDFs are definitely coming. Hopefully, yeah, this month, next month, we'll see. But I mean, sooner, like not before the end of the year, that's for sure. And then the V2 of the Superbase plugin, I think we had some quality of life improvements, and something that was not scheduled, but hopefully will also release soon, is that we're working on new plugins. So hopefully Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager will be here pretty soon. And maybe we'll see later. I don't want to spoil you, but we are working. Then we'll work on SendGrid, Intercom, and Baserow, but not sure about the deadlines yet also. But so that you have like the next plugins that will come.
Plugins coming. Yeah. And for those who are technical, you're gonna also have a nice new plugin. It's called NPM.
Oh yeah, I forgot this one. Yeah, huge.
So this one is going to be really nice. You're gonna have an NPM plugin, so you're gonna install it, and then you're gonna be able to choose any library coming from
so
package,
NPM,
basically.
Yeah, for people that don't know what this is, I will send the link. But basically, it's the package manager in the JavaScript world. So you will be able to add your own libraries. Not all of them, though, because some need like really specific dependencies. But the simple ones that work only on the front end, I think like most of the ones you're requesting like for PDFs would work.
It would work. So you're gonna have to, of course, use JavaScript to use the instances of it. So that's why it's more for the most technical ones of you. But for example, for the CSV, if you need to manage CSVs, there are a lot of plugins to npm package to do that. So you would just have to find the one you like, just add it to your project and use it in JavaScript. It will be exposed, so you will be able to do that. And when you click publish, we're going to grab that package and state it in the application in the right way. So
for some libraries it would work really easily. I think the one we use, for example, to create the data grid or the Kanban, you would be able to recreate this yourself now. And with the new no-code components, that would help you create big new component. And that's also like in preparation, because I think most of you realize it's in preparation for the future marketplace, but the marketplace is for a bit later, I think next year.
Yeah, because we want to release the component editor, the no-code component editor before. So you will be able to create your own components, create your own abstractions, use the library you want, and then you will be able to use the marketplace to find ready-made components done by others and expose yours and sell
your components.
So,
become rich, hopefully. I'm just answering this question from Neil. Any advice on implementing drag and drop functionality on the WeWeb outside of the Kanban element? I recommend checking the live we've done with Kian from Alloe Digital on our YouTube channel, because he's done exactly this, that he used only the stack element in the Kanban and he recreated the calendar, for example, or drag and drop quiz builder doing this. Or when you will have the NPM plugin, you would be able to use view draggable that we are using for the Kanban element. Okay, so let's switch to the last use case, and then we'll answer the other questions.
The other questions, yes. Yeah, time.
I will do the other question just after. Don't worry. I will just finish with this this use case. So someone was asking last time. Oops, sorry. How to style a custom audio element. So let me, go here. Basically, we don't have the audio element in the UI kit. I think we can add it pretty easily. So maybe we'll add it in the roadmap. But what the user has done, which is actually kind of smart, is use the HTML element. So the custom HTML, which is here. Let me check. Yeah, embed HTML. And what is done is use a concatenate formula with like an audio element, because natively in HTML5 you can have audio and audio elements with the controls. So the controls basically it's play, the sound, all of this, and you have to give it a URL. And here my URL is a file coming from a database on Xano again, so it's an MP3 if I remember well. Yeah. And the thing is, because it's custom HTML, you can't style it easily, because when you style custom HTML here in WeWeb, you will change the CSS just outside of the HTML, like because this element is inside a div, so you would style this div. But if you want to style these elements, you would need to go on your page and add some custom code. Sadly, right now you will need to publish the app to see this CSS. We're working on adding the custom code in the editor, but not right now. And to style it, you would need to use the audio selector in CSS and then the pseudo selector for each element of the audio element. And I will send you a nice article that I found on a blog explaining how to style basically an audio element. So I will send you this on the chat. And that's what I use in WeWeb to style my element. So here, if I remember well, I'm changing the background color of the volume slider and then of the audio element. And so it's not visible, but if I go on my production page for this page, so let me check here. You see that it's working, it's in blue. And for the volume, it's in green. So the custom CSS is working. So that's how you would style it. And what we do, I think this is actually some kind of really small ticket that we'll be able to add pretty soon. So maybe we'll add the audio elements inside the UI kit because it's really easy to do. But so yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to show. And then let me switch back to the chat. Oops, sorry. Screen inception. And maybe we can answer the latest question we have. So we've got a question on what about sitemap for dynamic pages? Is that coming too? Yeah, we forgot about this, but I think that's coming, yeah.
Yes, actually it's in a closed beta. So some of you have an access to that because we are trying something. So we released the public API. So right now it's just for some users because we need to generate tokens and things like this. But the idea is to be able to send that data to WeWeb. So you would have to send the sitemap to the API, and it would update dynamically the application without you having to republish. So this is the idea for those who have many pages or marketplace. You don't want to republish each time you have a new item, for example, in your marketplace. So the idea is to update that through the API. So you'll be able to update the sitemap through this API. Right now, we don't know for which plan it would be available. We need to discuss internally, but this is right now, it's in the test phase. And we have the same thing for metadata. So if you need to update metadata pages, the metadata of your pages, you would have to just to send an object with the path and then what you want for the 5 icon, for the title, for descriptions, for keywords, or for any basically meta. It's totally open. You will just have to give the key and the value of the meta you want to add, and you would send that again to our API to update your page without having to republish your application. So right now it's a testing phase. The public API, closed beta, and I don't know when we are going to open to everyone, but right now what you can do is to contact us, ask us an access, and we can discuss that together.
Those are totally unrelated question, but I forgot last time. Can you change the language in the file uploader? Not sure. We need to check. So let me show.
For the drag and drop file uploader, I think you can. Yes, it's a text element, so you would be able to translate it and use it as any text.
Yeah, but for the classic ones, I think
for the classic one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't.
I think
so we'll need to add it.
I think it takes the language of your brother, but I'm not sure because it's already the native input.
Yeah, so we'll need to create a custom one or let you guys create a custom one when we'll have the components, because that's the thing in the end, to be honest, is that we don't try to be lazy, but you've been so many to ask us new elements. That's why we want to let you create components, because in the end we can't answer to the demand. And we think it's a nice way also for you guys to show, for agencies, freelancers, to show their proficiency in WeWeb. So definitely we will let you create most of the elements and provide like the basic ones. But the thing is, we had to develop the product and we can't keep up with the number of new elements that people are asking. So hopefully, and we see guys like Zach with Cream UI or Chad with WeWeb UI that are creating huge UI kits that are even better than ours, to be honest. So we want just people to be able to do this now. Yeah, so let me check the other questions. Yeah, we didn't talk about this, but yeah, there is a color picker in the inputs, and that's something our devs have made last week. That's really cool. So you can drag and drop color pickers. Really, really cool. Then another questions. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I needed a small update for being able to create a collection. Like collection for classes. You mean folders for classes? like to be able to organize classes in a better way? Not sure to get the question.
Yeah.
If it's to organize the classes, you can search them already, and I think the folders will come. Maybe.
Yeah, it's not that easy to do. Yeah, right now it's better to name your classes with dash or
chief product officer's answer
like
to everything. It's too hard. Yeah. So, but yeah, hopefully the search is really powerful. I use it all the time. So you can, if you have like a right way to name your classes, hopefully you can find them back with the search. We know it's not perfect, but because you're able to do classes, we have like urgent issues, as we said, like files, Superbase, and especially versioning and logs, because people want to roll back their apps. So, and maybe we'll add this later, but that's something we can't prioritize everything. Sorry. We would like, but yeah, we need to be twice as numerous.
And Xavier, I just checked. If you use the drag and drop element for the file upload, you really can manage the text inside.
Cool. And actually, I'm learning stuff with JP. JP is making me learn stuff about WeWeb all the time. I love this. Is that you can get a preview of custom CSS styling in the editor by adding a style tag in your embedded HTML element. That's true, and that's really smart. Yeah, so like you add the style in the custom HTML. That's not best practice though, because normally you should use like CSS in the head, but that works. So yeah, that's really cool. I don't know if you guys have other questions while we're still here, and you have the chief product officer. Remember this. So if you have any questions, he's the master of the roadmap. I'm not, so spam him with questions.
I'm the guy who says always no.
No, that's the job of the CTO normally, but yeah. What I can say though is that because there's so many questions for the office hours, we want to try doing them every week now. But the thing is, we can't prepare them that much if we do them every week. So what we would do is maybe do something like, I think Superbase and Xano are doing this, but inviting you all in a Zoom call, and you can step up on stage and we can help you debug or like create on your own project, and then you can explain what you're doing. So that's really cool, because that also can give you some exposure for your project. But if that's okay for you guys, we'll even invite you for the call, and then you would present it to you, and hopefully Florian would be able to answer you on the fly. If it's not really too complex, if it's too complex, maybe we'll need to like do another call or help on the community, but at least trying to give you hints on how to do this. Yeah. So that would be so awesome. Nice. So we'll definitely do this. Thanks, Neil. The decision is taken now. And Mika is asking, if I do self-hosting, does it still count towards my planned monthly visits? No, because that's it's yours. Internally, we use this limit because we don't want to pay too much for we don't want people to cannibalize how much we're paying on Amazon Web Services, because we're using Amazon Web Services, and we don't want one user like having so many visits that it's really expensive. So yeah, if you self-host, that's okay.
And believe us,
happened.
It happened.
Yeah, WeWeb Discord was cool. Yeah, so back in the days, there used to be a Discord with the partners. The thing is, it was hard to maintain with the community, so we switch everybody to the community, and if we do this office hours on Zoom, it will be open to everybody. So people like that are still trying WeWeb, users, even people that just checked us, I don't know, on Twitter, for example. So we want it as open as possible, and then what we'll do is that we'll still keep to post the replays on YouTube, and hopefully what I will do now is that I will cut them and maybe try to split them in small use cases, so that you can have like small tutorial videos, because we really want to improve our YouTube channel. So yeah, Nice. I found you guys last week, and I am in love with your platform. Thanks. That's really cool to hear. I think Neil said the same. So we have new users. That's really cool. Thank you, guys. Yeah,
gives energy,
especially for like just after the holidays. We have energy, but we still need some, because the cool thing, as we said, is that right now, and we can't thank you enough, like you're really like a huge number of people trying us right now. So we have lots on our plate, but that gives us energy. The sad thing is that we can't answer everything right now. I mean, we read everything, but we can't answer everything on the fly. That would be too much. But yeah, thank you for being here. Okay. I think that's everything, except if we have any last questions, or if you want to send love to Flo again, because these days are really big. So if you want to send him love, I think we have another testimonial. Yeah, sorry, I'm taking time with the testimonials, but that's really important for us. So last software I built was on Bubble 3 years ago and never went back. But finding WeWeb has convinced me I will be using this for so many future projects. The customizability on front end is epic. That's cool. Thanks. That's what we try to do. Yeah. So yeah, maybe. So what I do is that maybe not next week, because I will need to prepare the new office hours, but in 2 weeks, I'll see, but you will be aware, we'll switch to the new office hours, and that will be every week. So hopefully we'll answer many questions. And yeah, I see that there is just one last question, and then we'll finish here, but animations. So, and Flo has also an answer for this.
It's planned for next week, for the release of next week. So yeah, you're gonna need to be a beta tester. So if you're not, I don't remember if we have a link to apply for this.
I'm not sure, but you need to ask us, because we can add you. It's like what we used to do for WeWeb Copilot. You can be like, we can add you as a beta tester on your workspace, I think, or account. And then you have accounts. You used to have access to Copilot. No, Copilot is for everybody, but we are doing this so for animations and the thing we just said before, so dynamic metadata and sitemaps.
Yeah, and so you're gonna have access to keyframes next week.
Nice. Where is the best place to apply for beta? We actually, that's a cool thing. We will need to. I will need to think about this, because people were asking me on Twitter, on the community, on Slack, and that's hard to keep up.
So right now, just ping you on Twitter.
Yeah, you can ping me on Twitter, or like I will send you my email, quentin@weweb.co. But we'll definitely create a form, I think, for this. But yeah, at the moment, you can just ping me, ping Joyce, ping. I think, yeah, me and Joyce, maybe Alexi, who are like will be able to add you really easily, like really fast. Got so many. Last comment: the Copilot on WeWeb is insane. Got so many formulas created with it. Nice, really cool. But another questions, and we were searching for people that were able to do this. Any way to refresh your credits in the future, because you've got a rate limit, and we thought that it's so huge already. We thought that people were not hitting it, so it's cool to see that people are. So, and we were thinking, in like tiering the rate limits according to accounts, and that's something. I don't know if we scheduled this, because we were searching for people that hit the rate limit, but now we have someone. So maybe we can do the exploration product-wise. I don't know what you think, Flo. If we have time, yeah.
Yeah, we need to discuss this, or indeed the
bring your own key would be the best way.
I think we are going to explore that. Right now, I don't have any answer. Need to discuss.
Yeah. Bring your own key would be the best thing, because basically, in the end, it's getting really expensive for us. But I mean, we don't want you to not use Copilot, because it's really powerful. So yeah, bringing your own key would be really cool. And another question: is there a Slack community to discuss specific stacks we have. So you've got the community. It's on Discord though, so it's a forum. But I will send you this. You can be on Slack with us if you're a partner, so like an agency or like a big client, because basically that takes time. So I think it's when you're on an enterprise account or like a partner account.
Yeah, you can have access to a Slack, but only
otherwise
if
you've got the community, and if you're on a paying account, you also have the chats, the in-app chats. Yeah. Okay, cool, everybody. So hopefully, maybe next week, I will keep you updated, or in 2 weeks, we'll begin the new office hours where you will be able to present your issues. Also, next week, I'm doing a live with Mike from Scriptmetrics that created real estate SaaS in the US using WeWeb and Xano, I think. So he will be able to show it to us. And in the meantime, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for the kind words. Really helps. And see you next time, and keep having fun building with WeWeb. Hopefully, yeah. See ya, guys.